that she was nervous, especially after seeing him. She didn't know it, of course, but he was as dangerous to her as a rock. He didn't hurt women. Well, not those who weren't criminals. And Eagle's gut was telling him that this woman had lived a tough life and that she was no threat to him or anyone else. "Hey, Eagle," one of the officers called. Eagle recognized him as Emmanuel Brown, an officer he'd worked with in the past. The greeting snapped him out of his inspection of the woman. He had no idea who she was or why she was standing there. But he was going to find out. He turned toward the policeman and gave him a small head jerk. "Hey, what's going on?" "Altercation in the parking lot. Apparently 2 people wanted the same parking spot, and when one guy pulled into the space, the other guy took exception. He claimed he'd been waiting for it. They started fighting. One guy pulled a knife, and they both ended up bleeding. After they go to the hospital, they're both getting charged." Eagle whistled. Sounds messy. He really wanted to ask about the woman, but bit his tongue. It was. Crazy thing was that there was an empty space just 2 cars down. I'll never understand people, Officer Brown said with a shake of his head. Luckily, there were lots of witnesses, another officer added. His badge said Nelson. Eagle hadn't worked with him before. Yeah? Eagle murmured, encouraging the man to keep talking. Yup, got statements from 5 bystanders, and it seems clear the man who was pissed he didn't get the spot started the whole thing. He couldn't stand it anymore. Eagle motioned to the woman who caught his eye. Is she a witness? Both officers looked over at the woman, then back to him. Officer Nelson nodded. Yeah. What's she waiting for? Eagle asked. I don't see any other witnesses around. Most have already left. We got their contact information if need be, but we're waiting for the approval of the captain to let that one go. She was right there from the second everything started, so she's the best witness, but there's an issue. Officer Brown snorted. That's an understatement. She's claiming she's got some disability, I don't remember what she called it, where she can't recognize faces. I guess it's some kind of 50 First Dates kind of thing. Remember that movie? With Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore? It's hilarious. Anyway, sucks that she'll be no use as a witness. She won't be able to pick out the 2 perps in a lineup if this shit goes to court. So we're trying to figure out if we should officially turn in her statement or just go with what we've already got. Eagle couldn't help the surge of curiosity at hearing the officer's explanation. She couldn't recognize faces? God, there were times he wished he didn't immediately recognize people. How long has she been standing there? Both officers shrugged. Irritated on behalf of the woman, he made sure his facial expression showed nothing of what he was feeling. Any problem if I go talk to her? Nope. We expect to hear from the captain any minute now, and I'm guessing she'll be off the hook. No lawyer's going to want to bring her in as a witness. She'll be torn apart by the defending attorney. What's her name? Eagle asked. Taylor Cardin. Eagle hadn't heard the woman's name before, but because of his unique ability, he knew he'd never forget it. Thanks. Stay safe out there, he told the 2 men, before turning and heading for the woman. Taylor had been watching him talk to the officers and kept her eyes on him as he approached. She didn't wait for him to get to her before she spoke. I've already told the officers everything I saw. I know, Eagle told her. He held out his hand once he was in front of her. I'm Eagle. Well, my real name is Kellan, but no one calls me that. The woman looked down at his hand, but he didn't reach for it. Her arm stayed wrapped around herself. He continued to speak, dropping his hand. I'm not a cop. I'm acquainted with a lot of them, as I work for Silverstone Towing, and I've gotten to know them over the years. Are you all right? She stared at him for a long moment, before saying quietly, You're the first person to ask me that. Alarmed, Eagle's eyes raked over her slender frame, trying to determine if she was injured. You're hurt. She shook her head. No,